So we're ending the stream.
Yeah, just for the little bit of hanging out you're going to be doing in Allrain Port. Like I said, I was feeling a little off earlier, so... But I will definitely record it as far as the rest of the time you'll take here in Allrain City before the ship takes off again at the end of the evening. You were in front of the caravan, Sting and Kling and Riston there, kind of giving you the download as far as what's been going on. There are technically 2 days of revenue rolls for the caravan that need to be done. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2d6 each time, one for Sting and one for Kling. There are 4 of you here now.
Does the other woman help with the caravan at all? Do we gonna help her?
She doesn't do anything.
She's in the scholarly pursuits right now. So she's consuming all the knowledge on the on the caravan.
She can help us do the books or something.
We gotta get her some books.
I have a book.
Do you have a book?
I have a
It's
book
the
that...
hooded
Sorry.
road book. It's like I forgot what it was called. The Hood and Rude or something.
What'd you just call me?
It was a pun on the guy that his first name was Robin.
Oh yes, that's that's a storybook.
Does she want it?
The Adventures of Hobin Rude.
Or can I read it? Can you predate text on the book?
Can I
Sure.
Can I pull out the book that I got that doesn't have any description? It's literally in my inventory. It's a book with air quotes around it.
That's you.
Wait, I think it was one that I swiped from Shimmerset.
So with a 2,
Oh my.
well, he attempted to use a move that lets him compare it to other text he's seen, which none
Is
of
that
it's
all
in
it
there.
does? Is compared to that? I thought it.
No, it also attempts to look at text to decipher its origin, and it's written in common, because this book is written in common, so it could be probably read by many different types of people. So you recognize that language right away.
Okay.
And you wanted to take out that book that you had stolen before, that you don't even know really what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is because I can't see it.
True. So it is just a book in his possession that he hasn't even had a chance to identify.
No.
Can I identify it for him? Can you predate text again on it?
Sure.
What's that?
Where did you get that book from?
I think from the Shimmerset.
Okay.
From the library.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
So on a 4, it is another book that's in common, but this one is just a series of diagrams on how to build certain structural parts of a building. It was apparently some of the schematic designs from when the Recluse itself was built. So it's about how to set foundations and how many blocks to use and how to make concrete block and how to set stone. Certain drawings of dimensional blocks set on top of each other.
How to construct? It's a construction book?
Yeah, it's a book on basic schematic designs of how to build the foundations of a manor.
That's exactly what I say to him.
You say this appears to be a book of schematics and ideas and designs on building a foundation of a manor. And you're like, fascinating.
Eureka! We found it.
We can maybe build a manor.
What do manor instructions?
Yeah, manor foundation building, or FD, so I remember what it's called.
I'll play Sting, Kling, and Rustin, the new song I learned, The Catch.
Ah. It's a 1. You went to play it and it went be dip. Must have some spittle.
Hmm.
And they're like, you're going to play a song, and you're like, I'm okay.
I'll I'll now hit him with the more practiced the approach.
Ah.
Oh.
7, nice. So you start playing the approach loudly. That's enough of a familiar tune to where everyone recognizes it as soon as you start playing it, and it kind of jives along right at the beginning as it goes into it, and within seconds, Riston, who was on the back of the third wagon, still poring over a book, it's kind of nodding intently to the beat as you're playing along. And Sting and Kling, are both, well, I'll say not Sting, not Kling, I'll say. Sting, the smaller brother of the two, he's always, when you play music, he's always just like starts bouncing and grinning like ear to ear. He's just like, he seems to really, really like it a lot. Kling is a little, I don't know how to say it. If stuff like that would interest him, he certainly wouldn't show it, as he's just kind of sitting like cross-armed, like glaring at the two guards over there that were arguing him about. He'd want to park closer to the wall, and they wouldn't let him, and he got upset, and it was arguing about it when you guys had approached.
So, can we just approach the guards and be like, what can we do to make everything okay?
I'll be like, what's the problem?
Yeah, like we need to fix.
Let me lead this with my charisma.
Yeah.
So
I'll sit back. I gotta twitch.
The two guards, and they each have spears and swords over their back, and they're wearing the darker brown leather, I call them expeditionary armors of Hamlin soldiers when they're not in Hamlin city. It's like their away team gear. So it's got a darker brown to the leather and the darker blue of the chest piece. And the whole thing is dark brown with blue stripe down the middle. So it all has like a bit of a darker brown and blue look than how you would normally see them in Hamlin town or in the castle. And the two of them were kind of standing there, and as you walk up, one of them's like, "Boy, he wanted to put that wagon right up against the side of this thing. Horses over there could take a shit in the wall if they wanted to."
Where can we move it?
Like, I told him just to move it about 10 feet, and he wouldn't do it. Instead of making a fuss at me, I almost had to call a constabulary.
We'll have it moved right away.
Says, yeah, okay. See that you do. It's like a lot of people think that we're bad guys out here. We just we're just following orders.
Yeah, you good? We'll have it out the way.
Is it orders of your own volition though, or are you getting paid? Because we could maybe pay you more to just be on our side.
Look, as soon as you start saying those words, it's almost like the D12 has to come out of your mouth at the same time if you're gonna roll it. Can we join our roulette? A 1.
No. Yeah, what's my reroll ring?
An 11. That's pretty close, but
that?
not quite. It has to be a 12.
Wish
for
I could get like a
critical.
+1 or something because my silver tongue or something.
Well,
Hamlin is not where your loyalty shall be. You should join Zupendus LLC.
calls it out and hits a 3.
Ooh.
Dang, I rhymed too.
Hey.
What?
Alright, well, off that momentum, I'll join.
A 4.
Shit.
Well,
We tried.
the two guards, seemingly unconvinced by your tactics, one of them was like, "Oh well, I've lived here my whole life. It's like just had a bouncing baby myself."
Okay, well. Hey, do you
We
know
can recruit
any? Can we recruit your son?
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna.
I'm walking away. I'm already telling Kling and Sting to move the.
Tie your
move
legacy to
I am
the
gonna-
LLC.
While they're doing
I am
all
gonna
this.
ask them, what, do they know anybody else that would be willing to maybe go with us as a guard for our caravan? Because people talk.
Well, okay. A legitimate question. So let them each contemplate it. A 1 and a 6.
Ooh.
The 6 will roll again. So the one guard that was talking really the whole time, it's the one behind him now that kind of speaks up. He's like, "Hey, there's some disgruntled guards I hear talking down there at the guard house.
The God house. My man.
Said you can always go down there and see if anybody wants to hang up the gloves.
But yes, sick. We might be able to do that at some point.
Found some
Appreciate the info.
adventurers that haven't taken an arrow to the knee yet. See if we ever recruit them.
Hey.
Did you beat him?
No, I just started fighting him.
Let's go.
I just got
the
to.
last one or second to last one?
Guess so. Don't spoil it. But yeah, I think so. It's a sand temple. I think I have
Yeah,
all of
that one
my
was
items. I don't. So I'm supposed to get the light bow eventually. But I guess one for this maybe.
You gonna do it without the light bow?
Apparently
Okay.
I have to use the sand wand.
Oh. Because it's a sand dungeon, I'm sure they give you a special item to use, but
Oh, I know. I gotta
Yeah, you do that stuff out.
so there are some dice rolls that you have to do for the caravan. If you remember, Sting's rolls were worth less, but you got a higher dice roll, and Kling's were worth more, but you got fewer on the dice roll. And there are 2 of them, and 2 days have passed, so there are exactly 4 dice that need to be rolled.
I guess we should get one.
Yeah, that's
So day 1 Sting, day 1 Kling, day 2 Sting, day 2 Kling.
Not good.
sound good to me.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that right.
You've been designated.
Alright. We roll the d6.
36. So you are a Sting. Go ahead. And you are a Sting.
Will
5.
this be permanent or they change every time?
Oh, that's just these are the money rolls for the day.
Okay.
And now roll for the Klings.
I'm at
A
like
1
character.
and 3. So the Klings are worth more, and so you get 150. Oh, I'm sorry. 300 for Klings altogether. For Stings, you get. Oh, I still get a lot though. Hold on. You get 220.
So
you
you
get-
put it together.
So 520 total for both pairs?
Yes.
220 each. Wow.
No, it was 520 for the whole group. It'll have to be
so it's
divided by
split
4.
Okay.
Split the 5.
126.
Was
What do we-
this the one that you threw?
130 each?
Yeah.
130 each?
Yeah. I also have some stuff I want to donate to them so that way they can sell it. I want to give them all those clothes after I had this morning.
Very cool.
Easy 130 mil. That's what that adventure fucking gets.
I want to say good work to them and give them back 204 mil to go back into the company.
Nice.
Oh yeah, okay. That will go into whenever they stop places. It'll give them an opportunity to take that money if they need to and buy supplies, or if the caravan needs maintenance or upkeep. Those things would cost money too. So any donations, and if you're donating money, I actually did have a caravan donation with a gauge right here where I can gauge it.
Nice.
So you can see on the camera. Probably can't even see it. Yeah, there. I gotta go look at it. Caravan donation gauge.
Hey, let's
So
go.
and you actually donated hard cash, and you donated some clothing,
Yeah. 4 shirts, 4 pants, 4 cloaks, and 4 capes.
and you donated how much money?
204 mil.
Okay.
And also, I'm gonna give those 4 nice knives that I got.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna give them all 4 of those.
okay. Does anybody else want to donate items to the caravan?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna donate my great sword
Okay.
to like or find someone that could.
Then you should just subtract it from your inventory, and the caravan it'll go towards the items they buy, sell, and trade, and I'll also keep track of how much you're donating.
A splintered box. A black halberd.
Oh damn, a black halberd.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick. I forget how you guys even get half this loot from.
I do too.
That's why caravan
Ooh.
now comes in.
There's so much loot.
Yeah, dude.
Some citrine poppies.
Interesting.
Um,
Some poppies.
3 charges of iron ore.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's actually going to be a little significant because metal ore is pretty valuable.
Speaking of ore,
As you're handing that over into the caravan, you can already see oh, which brother is it? It's gonna be a Kling. He's gonna be like this, but he's looking at you over there, putting some of the caravan. Like, I'm gonna sell that ore.
Oh, the 2 maps that I took, I'll put those in as well.
Oh, interesting. That's actually going to go towards what Riston would be able to study.
All right, cool.
It's paper literature, so she can study a map like you can study a book.
I was gonna ask about that earlier because I'd also like to give her the sketchbook of people that I took.
Interesting. Oh, she's from that school. She may know some of those people.
Yeah, so we'll just see.
And
What's
it has
up?
sketches too.
I'm gonna give her a book on tectonic theory.
Wow. Okay, now you guys are racking up some charging up some stuff. As you go from tier level to tier level, it takes more to get to each level.
can I give her the book as well? My book
Sure.
with the foundation.
I'll
About how to
also-
build the manor that she just fled from.
I'll also give a rabbit
Exactly.
carcass.
A what now?
A rabbit carcass.
Okay.
So she can make bunny ears. So she
Oh
can
no,
make
not
bunny
for
ears,
her,
right?
just for the.
For the character.
Yeah, I don't want her to study that.
Can I give them the Hamlin copper chest plate signed by the prince?
Wow, that
Oh.
would be enough to bump up the tier. So you guys
I'm
have
gonna
already
do that again too. I've got one of those as well.
That's
I
gonna
also
put
got him to sign it.
a little over the mark. But you guys, with enough items, you got from tier 0 to tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3, and with those 2 plated armors, that crested you over tier 4
Jeez, nice.
of stuff of donation tiers for the caravan.
Nice.
So
I'd also
Have
like
plenty
to
of
make.
stock now.
as soon as you guys broke into tier 1, I'll give each of you a bonus 50 mil. As soon as you guys broke into tier 2, I'll give everyone a 1d4 experience roll.
Nice.
The 50 mil that I got, I'm just gonna put back into the caravan.
Smart.
Also, I'd like to donate 2 steel long swords to the caravan.
Okay.
What dice did we roll for the
1d4 experience. 50 mil and a 1d4 experience. 2. A 1. A 4. A 3.
Hold that. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
A second 4. That means I'll give you 5 experience to roll again.
Oh, dude.
Adios.
Everybody was just over it immediately.
It was 1d4.
Experience. And then for hitting tier 3, I'll unlock a passive skill within the caravan to where Sting can now use his ability Identify on your items.
Nice.
At tier 4, I'll give everyone 100 mil.
I'm gonna put it back into the thing.
Can as it creeps closer to tier 5. Like, every tier is staggered, so it takes more from tier to tier, but you did shoot up to tier 4 pretty quickly with all the loot you just provided. To tier 5 will take so a little more loot comparatively, but you guys got the first 4 levels pretty quick.
I like to put in the golden peephole and a 3-shard.
Oh, damn.
Since he's getting rid of his 3-shard, I'm gonna give you your 5-shard back that you gave me earlier.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
3 shard is worth a little bit. That's gonna creep it up pretty close to the 5 tier, but it won't reach it yet.
What were the other tier gifts after the XP?
Oh, 50 mil experience, unlocked a passive skill for the caravan, and 100 mil.
Alright,
See,
cool.
what was the passive skill?
Sting can use Identify on your loot.
Oh, that's cool.
It isn't ascertained, and so it won't tell you. It won't tell you the value. Oh no, it won't tell you what the item does. It can only tell you the value.
Dude, that's
Cool.
still sick.
Oh, for
Very,
sure.
very
And I'm also gonna turn in my copper cake.
Okay. You've had that since pretty early in the game.
I would also like to donate 3 daggers and a pair of hiking boots.
Dang. But you guys will only need to donate a little more to get to tier 5.
I got a few things that I can give.
So,
I'm
like,
gonna
if
give
I-
him the
if I
floaty
donated
feather.
this rusty cannon to the caravan, could we like use it to help defend the caravan?
Might need a
The caravan's own weight and mass won't support a cannon being fired from the inside.
Okay.
We
You
have to
blow the
build
cannon out the other side.
I want to hold on to it because I cannon right now.
Imagine seeing a cannon like, how's it gonna go? Boom.
If we can find some engineers to build
I have
the
a
carriage to hold a cannon.
bland body.
Yeah, I got a goblin body too. Goblin.
Man, don't sell that on our
That's
It was
fair.
supposed
Yeah,
to
I
be
don't
worth a
think-
lot. I have a money symbol next to mine.
I want to sell mine because I like the idea of me pulling it out
So
of
it
the
looks
shop.
like a unique.
We need to make a record of whoever buys that and make sure they're never allowed to show
All right. Well, that will be enough to take the caravan donation tier up to tier 5.
Most of
So
those.
mill,
Both of our
mill.
blands.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that was mill, experience,
Feels so weird.
mill, passive. No, experience, mill, passive, mill. Now it's experience again. Everyone roll 1d8 experience.
We got 100 mil.
That was from last year.
Okay,
3 experience.
Oh, that's good.
7 experience.
yes.
What was the dice?
1d8. Two. It's time to roll 8 again. A 6. Nice, and you got your donation caravan gauge all the way up to tier 5. I only set it to go up to 12 tiers, but again, as you go up now from 5 to 6, it's going to take even more total value loot than what it got to get to tier 5, so
Can I turn in more though?
My man.
yeah.
I still have a little bit more.
I mean, you guys should have pages of loot at this point in the game already, right?
No.
I would like
Well,
But I'm
that's
gonna
like
keep some of it to sell
tools.
for myself.
I'd like to donate a bundle of elk venison.
Oh,
Okay.
the whale meat.
Oh, and also I would like to donate all 50 pounds of my whale meat.
Oh dang!
I'm gonna donate 50 pounds too of whale meat.
I'm gonna donate 60 pounds of salted whale meat.
Salted, huh?
They don't have the bag of holding like we.
Well, I know
would,
you salted it
hold
plenty when you were down there in the kitchen beating it furiously.
If they want me to beat the meat, they can just ask, and I'll do it.
I'd also like to donate the tail of the maroon whale.
Oh,
Okay.
I would also like to donate the eye of the maroon whale.
I would like to donate the other eye of the maroon whale.
Here's this whole whale. Just like put it back together.
Alright, you are building towards tier 6.
Oh,
But I really can't even say you've even gotten a quarter of the way there.
Oh
well,
man, we got a lot.
60
long
pounds
way
of
to go. Let's
salted
just do
whale
something
meat
else.
I
didn't
like to
do it.
give 100
Let's just do some-
pounds of mill directly to the caravan.
100 mil? Mil does count for more because it is monetary, like money. Like,
Oh, okay.
money always increases this by more because it's actual money. It's like, seed funding or whatever. You're investing in the caravan.
What about this banded armor?
Okay, you're donating?
I'll donate a stack of parchment
Okay, nice.
as well as 5 quills.
Okay. And Reston will likely be using those for her studies.
Cool.
Okay.
I want to donate the floaty feather.
Oh wow, that's a pretty rare item, so it's gonna go up a little. It's gonna go up quite a bit on that.
I was struggling for a long time with what to do with that. I don't really think that it would help me out too much right now. If I were to find another one along the way, maybe I could.
I was gonna give 45 mil to sting, 45 to clean, and 90 to
Kristen? It's 180 altogether. Okay, building up.
I have 3 canisters of paint, and I would like to give it to them to suggest we, give ourselves a logo and paint the campus.
Kling think that's an awful idea.
Why?
Sting thinks that's a great idea. Kling,
Yeah, why does he think it's a bad idea?
he's like, raiders will see our colors from miles off and come to plunder us.
Oh, that's
We
'cause
can
he's
have
a-
it like an incognito logo. Like we do like a pattern, like a blend-in pattern, and have a logo that kind of stands out when you're close to it.
Yeah, let's make it a bomb.
Can I use my thing to talk them into it?
Sounds like this Khajiit is also
I'm not gonna paint it.
skilled in icon design. Is that what we're?
Yeah, make it aesthetically pleasing. So it's just to like talk them into it.
A 6.
Oh man. No way.
A 5.
pretty convincing.
Well, Sting was already, he rolled a 4. He was already about it. So you were just trying to convince Kling.
Yeah.
He's still just like, it's like, well, make her do it. She's not doing anything anyways. She just sits around and eats the food.
Can I ask her if she paints? Or has any calligraphy skills at least?
So she, as you walk down to the end of the caravan, she's still sitting on top of the covered stretch of wagon, a book on her lap. And even as you walk up to her and you have to kind of climb up there, you can hear her muttering under her breath as she's just reading line. Reading quickly.
Okay.
Oh, so you ask her if she
Thank
paints. She says, oh, well, I can write in 3 different languages and I draw a little.
And you can sketch a little? Could you maybe sketch us up a logo and possibly paint it on the sides of the caravan? I'm commissioning you, so
And you
you'll
could
get paid a little bit.
you could put our name in 3 different languages.
For what we're about.
She's,
Spanish.
well, I could use a little extra spending money. Believe it or not, we met another traveling caravan on the way passing by us. I bought some trinkets.
Hey,
Okay.
good deal.
Did you give her those paints?
I did. We
So,
can just paint.
And you said you were going to commission her to pay her to do it?
Yeah.
How much are you going to give her?
I'll give her 50 mil right now, and then at the end of it, depending on how good of a job it is, I'll give her a whole lot more.
She's going to ask you to define a whole lot.
What do you think would be a fair price, depending on the work that you honestly think you can do? I know it may take some time too.
Well, she isn't nearly as much of a haggler as Sting or Kling. It's not her stick. So she's only going to want enough money for the thing that she really wants to buy.
What do you want
And
to
so
buy?
she says, oh, well, can I get 200 mil?
You'll get 50 now, and yeah, I'll give you 150 at the end of it, and maybe more if you do a really good job. Probably,
She's gonna
I
raise
will
up
give
on
you more if you
swindling.
do a good job. If the logo looks pretty and nice, and it doesn't make it stand out too much where we'll be rated too often because it stands out.
So, shutting the book, she puts it in her inventory and stands up on top of the covered wagon, taking the paints. She says, all right, well, it'll give me a break from reading. I'm not going to go inside the city. It looks dreadfully awful in there.
Well, here is your 50 mil.
Okay, excellent. Getting her
I'll
on.
also give her 150 mil.
Oh, man.
Did I see that?
I mean, you were all the way at the back of the caravan, so Slippy would have to go all the way back to the back wagon of the caravan to give it to her. So yeah, you'd be right there to watch it. So now she's excitedly being like, thinking about, I guess, she's now that she kind of has enough to buy what she's gonna buy. You can hear her humming under her breath as she's already like sketching out, trying to draw out logo designs inside of a book. She's humming something merrily, as if she's trying to think up something else that she's gonna get with that mill.
I'll
She's
play a tune beside her.
01. You went to play "Here Comes the Money," but it just wound up, just sounding like a dance beat, and you're like. And she's just, and she had, and maybe it was that sketchbook that someone had given the company that had a bunch of pages in the back that were blank. She's trying to draw some sweeping lines and trying to come up with some ideas for logos as that portion of the turn ends. You guys did the caravan rolls. You've donated. You're saying that you're about 80% of the way to tier 6. And it's okay if you don't have any more items you want to donate now. You've gotten almost 6
I'll
levels.
donate 50 more mil to the caravan.
And I'll donate a rusty key.
Okay.
As well as 2 cultivators.
Cultivators.
Yeah, the little they're like little rakes.
Oh yeah.
Got them off in the miners.
Okay.
Wait, what are they?
They're like little hand rake things.
Oh wait,
For the dirt.
I maybe wanted one of those.
Unless you wanted one of those.
I just
He
want
says, "Oh, what's that? You got a tool for some fine soil?"
Okay, then one to the cat and then one to the can.
He just hears about dirt and his ears perk up.
I don't want to grow as much. I'm only gonna grow this type of seed.
And for just for aesthetics' sake, I want to give the oxidized copper sword to like the head card, and then put it on the front, like just hang it off the front.
Oh,
So it's
nice. Yeah, and you can use that like cosmetically to emblazon the front carriage with the green sword.
The 150 I got, I want to donate that to the camp.
Oh, that's gonna put it right at like 95%.
Let's go. Oh well, then I'll put in an extra 40 mil.
Okay, that will do it. You reach tier 6.
Sick.
Very cool,
What do we get?
guys.
Tier 6?
Very cool.
I'll say. Yeah, I'll say that unlocks another caravan ability. This ability will allow, the only 3 people here right now is Sting, Kling, and Riston. So it was Sting that unlocked the first ability, and we'll say it's Riston that unlocks the second one.
Hey.
While Riston is in the caravan, I'll say that she'll be able to, she's going to be able to sort through and organize all of the books and written materials that you keep, and that she'll be able to, if you guys bring her extra books and stuff, she can tell you right away if there's stuff that you can learn or stuff that you need in the book.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Super sick.
So that's Riston's. That was
We need to find
Sting's.
like an artificer or tinkerer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get some.
Then they could just like upgrade the whole caravan.
Yeah, like
Put mounted crossbows or guns.
at that point we
need to
basically
find
have
some
a
flying
research
pigs so
team.
we can use those as
A flying
transport.
caravan.
That'd be
Yeah.
sick.
Mount the caravan on a dragon.
I see what I see.
Hey, any kind of flying animal will be busted in this game. So you can continue to converse with Sting, Kling, or Riston outside the caravan. You can continue to donate, or you can explore Allrain, Port City.
Can I ask a really a really obvious question? Stinger Kling, have you come across any AP potions in your journeys?
No, and so actually that's interesting. That'll unlock a little dialogue here. As Kling went to say, no, of course not, like sternly, this thing to come around behind him and is like, well, we weren't sure if we acquired any in trades, if we were to keep them or to sell them. So Kling did convince me that we should sell them.
You should keep them for now.
Yeah,
So you're
try
telling-
to keep them, but
So you're
sell
telling
them.
both of them to keep all AP potions they find?
Keep them
Get
if
them
you.
on a good deal.
Yeah.
Really? They shouldn't just buy any they see outright?
Just buy any that you see
buy any you see
outright.
and don't sell any
Stockpile them, unless somebody's willing to pay double regular price for them. And if they are, cool. If they're not, we get to keep them, which is also
hike up
really
the
cool.
price on those. AP
Only
potions.
sell if you have more than 4.
Yeah, at least
More
keep
than
4
four.
of them. That would be sick. If we could have a stock of 4 AP potions, 1 apiece, that would be sick.
Or you could maybe
2, yeah, I mean,
8.
yeah.
12.
Maybe we could level it up as we
Money.
That's
go.
just money they sell money at that point.
Yeah, it's our money.
And there's, I mean, they're
It
doing
would
all
probably
like a
save
lot
us
of them.
versus what it would make the caravan money more.
We're just basically like the producers.
Which is the whole reason we went the caravan was to
Like they're making it happen. Or the whales that give them the money. Can't remember the name.
So that skill that Sting has, again, is not called appraise, because that does tell you what the item does. The skill's called value. That's what tells you how much it's worth. So it is the skill value that he unlocked. She then unlocked a move called Book Smarts, which is a passive where she can pour through the book and see if there's anything in there that you guys need. Okay, so I just want to track all the passives and abilities you guys are. The caravan.
So sick. So sick.
We'll say members. I'll put it over here. Members.
So you get someone that turns our raw materials into like ammo and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if we
First
get wood
comes
off
the
the wall,
caravan,
send it to the caravan,
then comes
just
the
flash
pirate
it from
flag.
arrows or something.
You gotta start somewhere.
Do they have any like broken arrowheads or like just arrowheads that collected?
No, nothing like that they've picked up since the last time you met them.
Okay. Just gonna take them. So I'm gonna tell them to collect broken arrows. Buy them for the minimum. Do you have any feathers in there?
Feathers.
I mean, yeah, but
Trying to
it
ruffle
kinda
some
hurts
feathers.
when I yank them out,
You
dude.
gotta
It's
yank
like
'em out,
pulling a
just
beard hair.
Ruffle them a little bit. See anything? You have some loose ones. Can you roll D6?
Yeah, I want to roll for
Are
sure.
you letting him try to wile you with that silver tongue of his?
No, I just kind of want to see if I got any like molting feathers.
Like, shame, I have some loose ones. I was like, bro, you got any loose cat hair over there?
Yeah.
I don't want it,
Let
though.
me show you.
Oh, yeah, he's like, watch. See? It's on my tongue.
I'm gonna like throw up a.
Wow, that's a bad question for me to ask, huh? The cat isn't.
So can you roll for the?
Only if he wants to.
Please. Let me get some feathers.
What about rolling?
I've made so many arrows
Yes, sir.
out of your.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the most reliable way to get them.
hey, buddy.
What is that?
I ain't got.
That's a 1.
I ain't got jack.
Which means that every feather seems to be firmly affixed and in place. It's almost like he spends a little time in the morning preening to make sure they look nice.
Oh wow. What do you do with
While
those
they're
feathers when
doing
you're
this,
done with them?
I'm gonna go look for the most happening tavern.
I guess you can't really see.
So
them.
Slip, as you guys are, talking about back and forth about items and stuff like that in the caravan, Slip is gonna walk down to the front of the caravan where the open gate of the town is, and stepping inside, you're gonna think to yourself, man, where's the most rowdiest tavern in this town? I've written out 3 taverns that are really in this town. One is called the Whiskey Jar, which is probably of the 3, the rowdiest of the 3. It has a reputation for being a port side, a dock side, rowdy sailor's tavern, where a lot of whiskey drinking it happens. The second one is called Sprockets. That's actually some kind of a goblin type of guy is a guy who runs that place, and him and his family run it. But they're all a bunch of weird tinkering types, so no one really knows much about what they do in there.
Huh.
But they run an inn, and they run a shop, and they also try to sell you their weird junk in there. The third one is...
Recruit them.
I mean,
we were just talking about how
Oh,
many
that's
tinker.
recruiting.
The third one is the third one is called Rufala's Inn. Rufala must be someone who runs the inn because it's named after whoever they are. Rufala. Rufala's Inn. or it's just called Rufalas. So, there's a couple rupees at Rufalas, huh?
Can I ever know? Alright, let's see.
So of the three, you can really go to either of them, or just continue to walk down through the center of the city, taking in the sights.
Alright. 9 through 12 is going to be the whiskey jar.
Okay.
5 through 8 is going to be Rufalas.
Okay.
The rest.
1 through 4 is going to be Sprockets. Well, you're going to Sprockets. So, and as you guys finish sort of talking, all of a sudden kind of stop and look around for a second, and Slippy is gone. It's gone.
I'll start playing.
Can I see your Joel right
I'll start playing Tavern Ditty on the way to Sprockets.
However it sounds, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna follow the sound.
Okay. That is a 6.
here? Ah, roll it again.
Oh, wait, that's on a D8, my friend. It's on a D8. Yeah.
I think it was a D.
You don't know where it's at. It's
I
alright.
don't know where it is. Dude, I let it charge on my computer at work all day, so I never have to charge it here at night.
It is on.
Playing a it's going right, and Sprockets is a bigger place. That is closer towards the docks in the town. It is on the other side of the wide street from the whiskey jar, and you can see that it even has like a couple of big wooden spokes and big gears and things decorated around the big outside of it. It's got some big, tall, thin windows and 2 heavy green double doors. Pushing them open and walking inside, it's a nice double-decked place with the stairways that go up and the banisters with the in-rooms up behind it. But it's got all sorts of weird little metal things that you've never seen before. A little weird little metal apparatus. Maybe it's a statue, but it's got little arms and legs sitting over here next to the doorway. And there's a clock, a big clock up against the wall with a huge pendulum like this, and the whole thing is tick, tick, tick loudly. And there's another little thing that's on like a little track. It's almost some kind of a little carriage that seems to be moving on its own around and around again. Just all sorts of little things amongst the tables and up against the bar where the seats are. There's even some little metal things on that too, as you bounce up to the bar, and it's pretty busy at this time of day. As soon as you walk in playing the music, there's that one moment where a lot of people just stop and go like it's a slime, like. But then as you start like trilling and playing that nice up-tuned little sailor beat, they're all just like, hey, like, and so, you know, and as soon as your turn is over, you know, and the song kind of ends, they're all just like, ah, and let's see, of them, a 1.
Oh man.
Of them, you know, someone was like, someone should buy that slime a drink, and then everyone just goes,
And then I'll buy that person a drink.
which was actually the person behind the bar. So as you say, oh, I'll buy you a drink, it was actually the tall, and it must be a half goblin, half elf maybe, because it's tall with green skin but fair complected in the face for a guy, with the pointy goblin ears and, you know, somewhat rough looking goblin features on his face. But he's tall, 5'6", nicely dressed, and you can even see that he has like a pocket watch chain and like a nice, some kind of weird metal bracelet with some parts and things on it you wouldn't recognize.
I'll show him the caravan mark too.
Oh, you hold it, and he says, oh, well, we definitely honor and serve all our guests that travel over the countryside. He's like, welcome to Sprockets. He's like, if you see any pieces around, let me know if you're interested in buying. He says, my father is quite a little engineer.
Do you have any up-and-coming tinkerers that are just starting their tinkerer journey?
He says, oh, well, my father's been looking for someone to apprentice for a while now, but he just can't seem to find anyone that he thinks is smart enough.
I want to try out.
Are there any other people that, any of those people that he's turned down that are here?
Scanning the crowd, he says, oh no, it's just a bunch of drunks here right now.
Oh Understandable. When did the top quality people show up?
Shrugging, he picks up a glass and he starts kind of cleaning it. And he's like, oh, I don't think we're seeing anyone. The last one that left was crying. My dad is sort of strict.
Understandable. The quality is important. Well,
so he says, though my father should be upstairs in just a moment. And then you nod for a second, and then you're like, upstairs? We're on the ground floor?
yeah.
Which means he must be underground, that's all. Underground.
I start bounding in the bar to like try to get his attention, like bounding extremely hard to like.
Oh yeah, so jumping him down as hard as you can out of the floor. Nice. So as your turn is going to end with you jumping up and down in the middle, with a 7, pounding, boom, boom, boom from bounding. It's going to come around to Irving was following him into the city, and so he was a little bit behind you. So he'll be walking into Sprockets at the beginning of the next turn. And so where would the two of you go for this portion of the turn?
I'll go to the magic shop.
Okay.
I would also like to go to the magic shop.
Okay.
Wisdom by all the AP questions.
Why are you looking at me?
Says instead of buying all of them,
Hey,
why don't I just buy every single one?
What a loophole.
We need to buy an alchemist to teach us how to mix an AP potion.
That's high level alchemy even at that. I know that they had to use the golden quill in a game to even try to get close to getting the recipe ahead of time. But high level alchemists can eventually learn it, but only so many people know that kind of thing in this game because, I mean, AP potions are like the, they're like the champagne of potions.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be, it couldn't be that easy to be able to just reproduce it. Let's see, so that's...
What if it's found like a backwoods moonshine?
Yes.
Like a hillbilly alchemist. Like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some AP sweat.
He's like making a potion. He like
So
puts
just
some
AP
sugar in it.
shine.
Some AP shine? Oh man.
Moon. That would be sick.
Alright, I had that set then. So, and as the two of you go in through the front gate, and again, it's the wide street, and, the crisscrossing, bustling, networking, all-rain port city stretching out before you. And you don't have to go very far, only about a block or two.
Are there people while we're walking?
It's a thick mix of people of all
I
different
will
sizes and
pickpocket
shapes.
the richest looking person.
What if you were the richest looking person?
I would not pickpocket myself.
You fill that the stack of pennies again.
They're not gonna forget that now.
Wow.
So on a 5, that is enough for me to try to roll a reaction. A 4. So that is enough for you to we'll say as another we'll say it was maybe some kind of a half dwarf and his wife. It's hard to tell which one was the husband and which one was the wife because they both have beards.
I don't know why that seems kind of left field for me. I was not anticipating that.
The beards. Look.
I'm like, oh.
But you're as you kind of go to brush by one of them, you notice that there is a bit of a coin purse hanging at their belt.
Oh my God, yeah.
Reaching down with your knife, you just slice enough of the back end of the coin purse to where it was to fall, and you just catch it in your hands. As you walk away, you're holding it. You realize, oh wait, this doesn't feel like mill coins in this satchel at all. Opening it up, it's fortune runes. It's a game that you can play where it's a bunch of different patterned runes. You can throw them out on the ground, and it's supposed to tell you your fortune.
Looks like the caravan got some more supplies.
Nice.
Fortune ring.
Hell yeah.
Thought it was a coin purse. I got so excited. I hardly ever get coin purse.
I know, isn't it crazy? And you sure didn't this time.
If I was in a big town, I would carry like
Even
a
the
decoy
idiot.
purse and an extra decoy purse. I'll probably like
Uh,
things in the bosom.
Can I get my crow to like go around and see if he can find anything shiny?
So it did its first. Oh, you were on the boat when it did its first one. And so because it is a big city, sure, roll a d6.
Hey.
And this is gonna be right before you walk into Sprockets.
That's,
It doesn't take you that long. Again, about 2 blocks to find the magic shop. And it's a long place that only has maybe 1 story. But it's got a bit of those high arcing spires on the roof that are like painted and decorated with like flags and little banners, like it's supposed to be a castle, right? As soon as you walk in, it definitely has a Hamlin, a castle pace for everything in this place written all over it. It just reminds you of Hamlin, the way everything is laid out, very prim and proper, with the stone set slabs and the neat little wooden barrels. Looks just like the item shop that was in Hamlin, really. And you even see a big Hamlin crest and a banner hanging behind the counter as you approach. And there are some people in here shopping, 5 or 6, looking through racks or poring over something in an aisle. As you walk up to it, you do see all sorts of different magical items, like some magical weapons, magical suits of armor hanging behind the rack, behind the counter. You see regular potions, like potions of healing, and you even see that underneath their counter there, you sure enough look like some vials of what are probably AP potions. You see all sorts of other small magic rings and some magical items and things like that. And all sorts of healing and recuperative items over on the side of the shelves as you approach. And we'll say the 2 shopkeepers here. One is a clean cut, a tall, square back, chisel jawed. We'll say he must be a half ogre, right? Half ogre, half human. And he's a big, square jawed, set fellow with a tight, tight shirt with an apron over it. You can see that he's got like some kind of weapons on his back, but they look like hand weapons, not for like, maybe they're just what he wears under his cloak. But he's in shopkeeper mode right now. He's kind of tall, standing there, opening up a box of something to take it out to stock it as you walk up. The other person behind the counter, we'll say this is an older, gray-haired elf woman. She looks aged for an elf, which could maybe like hundreds of years. But she's moving around deftly, her eyes alert, and she's kind of helping a customer, reaching under the counter for something, as the 2 of them are working at the counter.
Okay. I would like to ask them to upgrade my cypress bow, my cypress shock bow, and my aqua longbow. I've been upgraded one other time before.
Oh, you're here for some upgrades,
That's
are you?
right.
Yes, so this town now has level 2 upgrades. So if you have something that isn't upgraded up to level 2, you can upgrade it here up to the 2nd level.
That's 500.
It is.
Right. All right. I'm gonna haggle on the first one.
A 2.
All right.
Well, the first person that walks up to you is the big, tall, muscular, square-jawed half ogre. He's like, "Oh, welcome, y'all. What can I get for you today?" And you're like, "Oh, I need some enchanting." And as soon as you say enchanting, he's like, let my boss here handle that. And the older elf woman walks gracefully over, poised, and she says, "Oh, is it some enchanting that you're looking for?"
Yup.
Yes, please.
She and as you're holding out your
Cypress
shock bow, she just happens to cast a glance at you and says, "Oh, is it a Nemerkian?"
Oh my god. So close yet so far. It's a Namekian, don't worry, it happens all the time.
Forgive me, sir. It's been so long since I've seen any of your ilk.
I know. No autographs. No paparazzi, it's okay.
Says, maybe you, and she takes your bow, and she's like, yes, would you be looking for, a stronger enchantment of its elemental girth?
Yes.
1000%.
Make it good.
girth.
They just like it when I say the word, I think.
Or when he beats his meat.
Ooh.
When I tenderize the
Ooh.
whale meat.
He's like, I'm looking for quarters.
Alright, well, I've already paid for it.
So she's gonna roll then the D6 for level 1 enchantment and D8 for level 2 enchantment. She hits the 8.
Ooh.
So the second one was not an 8, but on the first one, as she moves her hands, and she's got robes on that hang low over her wrists, and she moves her somewhat wrinkled hands over the bow, it floats up off of the counter for a second, and all the candles in the room kind of grow dim for just a moment as she does this motion, and suddenly it all just begins to glow a bright yellow, and it lets off some crackling sounds. Everything suddenly then snaps back to normal, and it drops back down out of the counter. What was the name of the bow?
Cyber shock bow.
So now you can call it the jolting bow.
The jolting bow. Alright.
Level 2 enchanted. Stacking up the enchantments. Money is good for that in this game too. You'll hit some enchantments.
I
For
also
sure.
wanted to upgrade the aqualung.
Would you? Before that,
Oh yeah, sorry.
she's gonna look over to you if you have something to upgrade. Do you have something to upgrade?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a fire rain bow that I would like to get upgraded.
She says, "Okay. It would be 500 mil, but maybe you could perchance humor me about stories I've heard as a child about Namekians."
For a discount, I'm glad to talk. Absolutely. What do you need to know?
She says, well, my grandfather, many centuries ago, said that once a Namekian got strong enough that they could actually become two.
Well, it all just depends on, diet and meditation, really. Us Namekians, we don't need to eat anything. We just drink water and meditate out in the woods. But, it all comes down to how one was raised as a Namekian. Having a demon king as a father can certainly be a little weird sometimes. But
She says, oh, yes, how enlightening. Thank you so much. And as she holds her hands over your fire rain's bow, it lifts up off, and the same sort of flaming, embering, ebbing of magic energy comes up off it for a brief moment. This time the fire on all the candles intensifies a little bit, right? Lighting up, each one in sequence. And then it snap ends as it drops back down to the counter. What was the name of it to start with?
the fire rain bow.
We'll call it the scorching bow.
Oh, nice.
He's just got fire rainbow.
Look, when you got your hands in your pocket, you've always got rainbows. So, yeah, and instead of charging you 500, she's going to charge you 450.
I will take it.
Hey.
Unless, can I roll to get it lowered?
You're gonna haggle, dude. Let's go.
I like to roll, just like my feline friend
You
does.
can always roll the haggle, quote unquote.
A 5.
Female.
She said, well, could you maybe tell me one more thing?
Gladly.
As old as she is, she seems timid to talk about it, as if they are far-flung memories of her childhood that she has to dig at to even get to. She says, well, I'd also heard that you can do something else that's strange. You can cast your dreaming body about and walk amongst us.
Well, again, it's all about diet and meditation. I'm sure if I stick with a good regimen long enough, I could do such a thing.
The number one Namek car did a good day out there. The crew did good. We all did our best. The car did good. Everyone did a good job. I want to thank my sponsors.
What can I say? You got me. Pretty much exactly, yeah.
So you're again, and she's like, oh, well, I do meditate for at least 30 minutes every night. Should I meditate more?
It definitely doesn't hurt. I mean, if you were to do it, before going to bed and after waking up, maybe once during the day, it never hurts to meditate. I myself try to do it 5 times a day, every day.
You do that.
I do. I'm not lying.
She says, I can tell that what you say is the truth.
Well, good. I'm genuine. Not like catcalling over here,
I
right?
lied to her, yeah. I just tried to haggle.
So she's taken a liking to you right away, as she again because it's so rare to see a Namekian about, and her memories of them are from a long time past. She seems in favor to your presence.
Can I use stretch to get really tall and be like, look what I can do?
Yeah, I mean, sure. She'll for sure I'm sure she'll be talking about it for a long time. So you're actually just perpetuating more, not rumors, but like more people talking about Namekians, because you're like in the middle of this shop like flexing. So you know everyone who sees you and her, they're all going to be... Word will spread eventually about such things.
Hey, we're going to be famous one day eventually. Might as well get that word spread now.
Okay.
This is for the stretch.
A 6.
Yeah.
A 6.
Let's go.
Roll it again. A 2. As your legs grow a little bit, as your size elongates and elongates, you flex your muscles out and you say, "In a world with no Saiyans, I am the strongest."
Oh, yeah. Drop and spin that hot fire. That was in a Namekian bar for free.
For free.
Nice. And so your bow has been upgraded. Those AP potions, by the way, because it is coming up on the end of turns, is going to be about they're going to be about 125 apiece.
I want another enchantment.
Okay.
Can they enchant the aqua longbow?
Yeah. It'll be 500 mil.
How much was my enchantment after the haggle and stuff?
It was only... Oh, yeah, I'll say, because you told her the other, 400.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to haggle.
Okay. A 1. As you turn and let out a glittering 100-watt smile, right? You put your charisma on full blast, and you say, "Look, I'm just here to save a little money. You know, we're on a quest. Some would call it a perilous adventure to not save the very course of the planet's fate. Every mil counts in such an intrepid adventure, so I implore you to save us a little money." The guy behind the counter's like, "No, I don't do those. It's her over there." She's talking to Drum, just caught up in this conversation.
Wow.
You were talking to the wrong guy, sorry.
Okay. Sounded good. I was like,
Oh, well, you know it.
It was great, though.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
Alright, well,
That's
alright,
like
I guess
your...
I'll just pay the 500 and ask her and get her attention.
Okay, 500 for the aqua
Longbow, yeah.
longbow.
my sniper
Oh, okay. Then you pay the 500. She's gonna roll a 5. And so for that is going to turn the aqua longbow, and we'll call it into the bow of raining arrows.
Oh, that goes hard.
Hey, gets... Dude, you get a ray for
Oh,
it.
let's go. The loot modifiers are on point tonight.
Now, I do have another item to be upgraded if she's ready.
Okay. I don't want to forget though about the AP potions that are 125 apiece.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
they have 6 of them for sale.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead. What would you upgrade next?
My gathering robes. I'd like to get that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that will increase the earth magic inside of it, allowing it to draw more earth to it protectively when you're attacked.
All right, cool. That sounds awesome.
A level 1 enchantment would be 250.
I think, so the gathering robes, that would be a first, like
Oh.
a base enchantment, or do they already have?
Ooh, it is already enchanted.
Yeah, because that's how they got the gathering.
Okay.
thing.
So yeah, it'd be 500 then.
I'll take 500. Shoot. Well, I mean, I'll roll the haggle,
Oh, go ahead.
or at least tell her another story.
Oh, there's that pizza coming back up. A 2. Well, this time, she doesn't really have any more questions about Namekians from things that she heard when she was a kid. So long ago, her memories are pretty sparse. And on the 2,
What?
I'm not saying he has a move that will turn into that if he levels it up, but
I kind of guessed. I was hoping so. I'm excited for that.
and so you really can't really get a haggle on the 2, so it would still be 500.
Well, it's okay. I'll take it. So what would it be called now? It's called the Gathering Robes now.
We'll call it the, well, I almost called it that. That's too good. Let me scale it back a little bit.
Right.
We'll call it the Gathering. Is it better than Gathering? We'll call it the Earthform Robes.
Oh, that's cool.
I sell this ruby to them.
A ruby. Ruby sells for like 200 mil. It's a precious gem.
Okay. Ruby is also our birthstone.
Really?
Argela.
Ruby is also the name of the first inn you guys went to in the other campaign. Wasn't it the Ruby Inn?
Right, the ruby inn.
I'll never forget the Sakura though. That was maybe the greatest idea for an inn I've ever had.
Sick.
Every once in a while, I get a gem. No pun intended. Maybe there was a pun intended.
Maybe it's foreshadowing. Like sleep in a gym.
I love it. I love it. So, with that enchantment finished, do you want? Are there any other things you would get enchanted? And she's gonna introduce herself. I guess she's gonna call herself Lorelei.
Lorelei.
And she, it's like LOR''Li, Lorelei.
Gotcha.
And she is she's been running this magic shop for Hamlin, a castle city, for like 110 years.
Jeez.
Something's calm for a hostile tentacle.
What's the name of the city again?
Allrein, Alrein, Allrein.
Orange City.
Nice.
Allrein City and Allrein Port.
Cool.
You're going to be crossing the Occam Ocean to get to Shunrin Port next. From Shunrin Port, you'll be going to Rekapa.
Akumaram was a broken Tekken character.
Oh yeah.
It's Occam, Occum. You have to know what reference that's from.
So you said these AP potions
Yeah,
are
sure.
225.
Occam. 125 for an AP potion.
125.
125.
Oh, I'll buy 3.
That's 375 altogether.
Wow, 3.
Can I buy the
No. Alright, as low as you can go.
Do
Oh yeah, let me haggle these. What is it?
Haggle guard, no, I'm just kidding. A 4. She says, she says,
Well, I'll tell him I have 94.
Say it's not the girl. It's not Lorelei that's selling these. It's the guy. He's the one that does the non-enchanting work here. The
Right.
tall, square set, half ogre fellow. He must be half ogre, half human, because his face is mostly humanoid, and his short, cut, cropped, blondish hair just gives him just a stoic, imposing look. So he must be rather intelligent to work behind the counter at a magic shop. So he says, "Well, I can give you a deal on these. Lorelei said I could do it if I sold them all at once."
How much for all 6? 600.
You rolled a 4. Yeah, okay, 600.
Nice, dude.
I have 471. I'll throw it all in if you can get the rest.
Be 129.
Yeah, I'll drop 129.
Alright, that is a crate. And as you open up the lid of the crate, it's got 6 little vial spots where there's 6 perfectly placed AP potions. This must be a new shipment because they're sparkling with effervescence.
Okay.
Oh.
They're crisp, new AP potions. I gotta remember which campaign I'm in.
You should ask them if that's the whole shipment. I mean, comp.
Is that the whole shipment?
He
Is that all
says,
you have?
"Oh, yeah, this is all. We're not going to be getting any more until tomorrow." He's like, Did you believe it? Lorelei sent me out to the caravans to see if they had any, and I got cussed out for like 20 minutes straight by some jerk.
Yeah, we believe it.
That tracks.
It's for doing their job.
That's right. Well, you know, Kling's gonna be out there trying to hustle for a deal.
Oh, yeah. I'm disappointed that since you talked to this guy already, he hasn't gotten these MP functions. That would give him a lot of money. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not disappointed.
So yeah, they could have already been there when y'all showed up, but there were security inside the magic shop.
I'll take 2.
I'll take 2.
Well, then there was two. There's 2 more left over.
Yeah, let's give 1 to each other.
Okay. So as you're finishing up your business in the magic shop, Irving walks into Sprockets. You can smell metal, polished bronze, steel, stainless iron. You can just smell all sorts of different kinds of metals. That scent of brass is pretty unique upon itself. You can definitely smell that over anything else. And then there's a smell of drinks, of the wood of the tables. You can hear people just sort of sitting at their tables, shuffling their cups, people walking to and fro, but also the sounds of machination. Gears turning inside of something, the whizzing of something over in the corners. Those sounds are alien to you. But of course, as you were walking in, you heard the finishing little trollop of his tune. And then the raucous applause of the group. And then you heard, "Let me buy that man a drink," Slippy says. To which the guy behind the counter says, "Oh, well, that was me." He's like, "Oh," and then they start talking back and forth about his father, the engineer, and about... He caught privy to a lot of that conversation as he was walking up.
Then they just now catch me bouncing.
So as you're about to start your turn, then he literally is crouching, he's going to start hopping up and down. Boom, 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 boom.
Cool. I want to just do the same thing.
Jump up and down. Say I might want to get a drink.
After a jump. Because if I have a
Go
jump.
ahead. Mac Daddy make you
Jump.
the daddy. So go ahead and roll it. It's the Mac Daddy and the Daddy Mac are both jumping up and down in the tavern. Nice, at the 5.
I'm gonna...
You want to roll a match?
Yeah, roll the match.
Almost some jumping jacks, y'all. Almost some jumping jacks. But you're, hitting the ground as hard as you can. The impression that Goblin had given you was that, whoever's underground is trying to get their attention. So you're going to be spending a lot of that turn bounding up and down and up and down. So it's going to be quite about where you guys are going to be out of actions before the ships are about to set sail. You have probably an action or 2 left. So you guys can remain here and speak with the Goblin engineer. As far as the 2 of you, will you meet up with them, or will you do anything, or will you go back to the ships? You would have to pass by the Sprocket and the Whiskey Jar and Rufala's to head that way.
Well, I actually have a little bit more business with the lady at the magic
Is there a
shop.
blacksmith?
Okay. Yes, there is. Though, if you spend too much time in the blacksmith shop, you may miss your boat.
Where are we going after here?
Okay, then
From here,
I'll go meet up with them to see if we can't.
From here,
get
the
this
ship
guy
will
going.
cross directly. You've been heading, east along the top part of the continent, along the coast, coming around to get to Allrain Port City. From there, you're going to head straight east across the Occam Ocean to get to the other continent, where Shunrin Port is there, and then Rakapa is there as well. So instead of kind of going over the sea like this, a couple miles from the coast, you're going to be jettisoning right across the ocean for about a day.
Okay. I want to... if we can't talk... Well, we need to talk to this other person.
Yeah, so let me give Drum a chance to finish his business in the magic shop. If you still have some wheeling and some dealing. Hopefully no stealing.
No stealing. As a matter of fact,
Can I pickpocket? This is what he says.
I have some metal studded gloves. They have not been enchanted, and I would like a base enchantment for some sort of damage, any kind of elemental damage. when I throw a punch, not just all the time. I'm trying not to hurt nobody.
Lorelai thinks thoughtfully for a moment. A bit of a streak of white hair falling into her eyes. She says, "Oh, all right, Sarah Namekian. Let me see those gloves." As you hold the gloves out for her to take, she goes like this, and they start floating in the air over her outstretched hands, right? And they start to tremble a little bit as lines of actual, tangible, magical force you can see streaking into them, like this. She says, "This is a bit tricky. There's no element, so well, spirits being what they may, one will manifest at random." So as she finally does this, there's a brief flash of light. At 250 mil, by the way. Let me start off with that.
Oh, that's fine.
Dang, all right.
Yeah, that's all right. She deserves it. She's pretty cool.
What she said
That money. Hits a 6.
over.
Hits a 6.
Oh.
Hits a 6!
Let's go!
Wow. Well, that's
Insane.
So as the light flashes, it suddenly intensifies again. The gloves land on the counter, smoking with steam. As you kind of step up to it, she was like, "Oh, that was grander than even I expected." She's like, "I called the gods out by name, and they certainly delivered."
Amen, sister. You rocked it.
You got some god gloves, dude.
So
Also, it's 11:58.
it is.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
is.
it's good.
2 minutes.
So as you pick up the gloves and you go to put them on, they instantly feel a little warmer than they did before.
Cool.
You can call them cinder gloves.
Cinder gloves.
Sick.
And it is almost 11:59. Minutes to midnight is nigh.
Oh yes. Oh yes, it is command. Practice roll. Bad. Practice roll. Also bad. That one's bad too.
Oh.
Box. Yeah.
Oh,
In the
hell
box, babe.
10 seconds. Can I
Roll it
get
in
the
the
true
box.
neutral red dice if it's available?
Oh no, it's tucked. It's packed away.
It's okay if it's not right away available.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 11:59.
Oh.
Ooh, how many 20s did I get? None. Ass.
No.
Ass in a basket.
14. Oh, it's a 20. Hey.
I'm just gonna reach and hit my dice, y'all. I'm just gonna reach and hit my dice. I'm traumatized.
Oh!
Hey,
20. Nice.
Yeah, 20.
Oh, DM hit 20.
Hey.
DM hit 20. Ooh, I saw it. You can't knock me out. You can't knock me out. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 20.
Oh, one.
You rolled my
Oh, my bad.
20. Hey, that's 3.
That's midnight.
Cool.
So who got exactly 1 20?
I got one.
I'll give you a.
I got one.
I'll give you each one.
Ray point.
Yes.
6.
Who got more than 1 20?
I did it.
How many did you get?
3.
Holy flip.
Only Nash, you got 1.
Then I'll. Oh, you get 1. You get a break point.
Oh, let's go.
For getting 3, I will give you a mill roll. Roll 1d8 times 50 mil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And a hearty good luck. That is a 3. That's 150 mil. Right in your pocket.
Sick.
I'll also. I'll also give you a I'll give you a yellow bracelet. It's made out of strange yellowed interlinking pieces of metal.
Cool.
It may have some properties to it that you wouldn't yet understand.
Very cool.
Have you finished your business at the magic shop?
I would like to inquire, Lorelei here. What's she do? Like, what's kind of? Is she a mage? Kind of, what's she into?
Roll a interaction roll. Do you get a charisma bonus? Well, you got a 4. Your charisma's not. It's in the middle.
So what dice would I use
A
for that?
D6.
Feels wild using the box.
Hits
again.
the 6, folks.
I
I'm
love
glad
it.
to
Dude.
use the box again if I'm
Yeah.
getting that.
Yeah, dude, the box is the greatest.
Roll it again.
Oh, dude, the box is the greatest.
Dang, the box come out of
Oh.
retirement.
You and
That's
you and
okay.
Lorelei have been really hitting it off.
Well, she's got magic stuff, and I'm a mage. Might
She
as well.
explains to you that she is a shopkeeper. She's a shopkeeper, and she does know how to do a lot of enchanting. But her actual class is, I guess I'll call her. She's a wild magic sorcerer.
Cool.
There's no gold.
So close.
You trying to recruit somebody?
All of us
Are
are.
you taking practice up for your talk with the
We're
goblin
not
engineer, huh?
Yeah, may I try to either
What's his name,
recruit her or just learn something from her?
Do you already have a master?
I don't have a master.
If you can roll a d12, you can ask to apprentice under her.
Okay.
6. Hold on. She's gonna roll her d12.
Oh, okay.
You recommend that you're looking for a master that could teach you. She blushes and she's like, I would be flattered to try to teach Namekian wild magic. Says, but I would warn you that the nature of wild magic is that the spells can have unforeseen effects until you learn to hone and focus the power. It took me many, many decades to even learn to focus the most rudimentary of wild magic spells.
I'm willing to put in the time. I've been meditating for a while. I got it.
Says, well, I never thought in all of my many centuries I would have this opportunity. So even though you didn't make the roll and she didn't make the roll, she's been so enamored with the idea of meeting a Namek that she'll let you apprentice under her.
Sweet.
Her name is Lor, Lor''Li,
Cool.
and she's a elf wild magic sorceress. So every time you gain a level,
Nice.
you can roll to you can do a attempt to learn a skill from her. And now that you're here and you've apprenticed her, you can try it now.
That would, yeah. Oh, yeah. D6? Or what dice?
Yeah, you just gotta match her on a d6 to learn one of her spells. She rolled a 6.
Oh.
Cracks the 5, but she will roll it again. Ooh, I even tried to hit yours.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just glad everything else worked.
So she explains that wild magic can have unpredictable effects, but the more you use wild magic, the more it slowly starts to get in line of your intent.
Mm-hmm.
So once you learn the first spell, you'll definitely understand.
Cool.
Nice. Was there?
So I'll just go join. Yeah.
So as the two of you are bounding up and down, boom, 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 boom. Finally, from a door behind the counter opens up, and then a shorter goblin, still tall for a goblin, maybe 4'10", 4'11", comes hobbling out. Right, thick glasses, white wisp of hair over his head, denim-like overalls, dirty and stained, a heavy wrench in one hand, oil slicked all over his hands and grimy under his fingernails. He comes hobbling out, like, who's making all that noise?
It's me, Slippy and Irving of Zupinus LLC. And I got 400 mil for your old man that you can't turn our caravan into a war carrying, like, armored caravan shop vessel.
He says, Poopendous, I've never heard of you. He says, are you Poopendous!
You better take your dementia potion, old man.
Take your medicine, Bob.
Stupendous.
That's awesome.
So he seems to have trouble hearing. Perhaps it's because of all the loud explosions caused by his many experiments. That's what his grandson just said as when you guys interact for the first time. He's like, don't mind him. He got trouble hearing.
I'll roll over to him, attempt to mold my shape to look exactly like him.
What a cast!
Wow.
What a cast!
We got to readjust.
Wow.
Getting the board back.
A 4.
Nice.
So you do bring your body up, and as it sort of elongates and shifts and forms, it's like his body with only some of his very basic features. So it's almost like pantomiming in that sense. And you hold it for a moment, and his, behind his thick glasses, his eyes get wide as you kind of, and in that turn you kind of shrink back to your normal form. It looks at you and says, I may have had too much medicine.
You are
Maybe
me.
you should lay off the potions, old man.
He's like, there was a bunch of knocking on the roof of my workshop.
Yeah, it's me. I need you to make me some armor that can morph with me.
He chuckles and says,
Is that within your skill set?
he's like, everything is within my skill set. He says, such an item is expensive. It takes time to make, weeks.
I show him the caravan mark, and I'm like, when it's ready, have it sent to this caravan.
So for you to, because he already has like orders and things that he's working on, and backups and lines and things like that, if you wanted him to try to expedite it, it might just be a little more expensive, meaning that you might have to pay him a little bit more to get it sooner. So as his brow furrows and he hobbles back around behind the counter, you take a moment to stop and see that behind the counter, where that door is, there's a little desk back there, and there's paper and quill, and he's kind of back there sketching, right? Just his brow furrowed, muttering under his breath.
I go to tap him on the shoulder,
You want to interrupt him?
and I say to him, 300 mil.
It's just 300. Says, I don't know if I could do the internal sliding. 300. He's acting like that's really not enough. As you're looking over his shoulder at his sheet, he seems to be drawing some sort of what looks like on the outside to be a simple rounded chest shell piece. But by utilizing internal sliding gears and long gear sets, there are pieces of it that expand out from this side, out from this side, and 2 pieces that expand out from the bottom. As the whole thing would then just have 4 portions on the outside that all extend up and out to get bigger.
I start playing on the lyre in a very sing-songy way. 400 mil.
You can play a tune, D8. A 2. As you try to play it, you end up thrumming some palm-muted chords, and you're like, beep, beep, make it cheap. So, he's and he's muttering under his breath while he's sketching out the drawings, in that the metal itself might cost about 300-ish, but then it's the complicated way that he's got to hook each gearing system to each part, each quadrant, and then upon you activating it, causing each one to like lift up and out as the whole thing literally expands out to hold something that would be double its relative size. So it would allow you to, even if you increased up to double your size and mass, for the armor to grow out with you, expanding out with like, and if you think about the way the gear turns with that long gear running down up it, you know, which then causes that whole piece to lift out and away from the centerpiece.
So it could morph with me even if I turn into a great slime.
This one, a gray slime is pretty big. That's like 4 times your size. But you could definitely, by using a lot of your normal moves that'll allow you to grow and shift and form, this would at least up to twice your size mold and form with you. It's like trying to, and I'm picturing it perfectly in my mind. I just wonder if I'm describing it right.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
It
You
is
got,
a
like,
rounded
worm
piece
gear
of chest
with
armor that like has a circle in the center with lines like this, and then this whole piece will come up and out, and this whole piece will come up and out, and these pieces will come down and out as the whole thing just sort of expands a little bit.
Heck yeah.
But such a thing would cost like 500 mil. That's the metal used to make the armor and the elaborate sliding gear pieces within and interconnecting them all together. Something like that a master engineer could make for about 500 mil.
This cat taught me how to haggle. Oh, I gotta roll a D8.
For a haggle was a D6.
Beep, mac and cheese.
It's a 1!
Oh no. He just went up on the price.
Where's the cat at?
They'll be here soon. As you're pleading with him, and you're on one side of the counter, and he's on the other, scribbling over the paper with his son or grandson, or what have you, in between them. As you're desperately trying to get him to bring the price down, he's just furrowing under his breath. He's like, oh, I just need to make sure I have the materials I need. Like,
What if I get you the materials myself?
ooh, and I don't know if you would. The boat is going to be leaving really after this event and interaction, so I don't know unless you had it on your person if you would have time to secure it.
Yeah, I don't have any gear that will probably have the metals he needs. I'm gonna need 100 mil.
Will someone donate 100 mil for this man's vision?
Matter of fact, where's Russ now? I'm about to shake her down.
I'm there already, so I'll give him 100 mil. Or
100
however
mil?
much you need.
Okay, so Irving will put up their 100, and so if you have 500, you can subtract it.
That's good.
And we'll say, and I don't want you, well, you know what? It'll go to the caravan, and then the caravan will pay to have it sent to you.
Okay.
Very cool.
Works for me. That's pretty
And
simple.
that armor,
That way I can
that
figure
armor
out
will be
where I'm
called the, it'll be called shifting size armor, really what it's called. But if you want to call it shifting steel armor, that's fine. Because the way that I described it, you
Can
can
I call it the shifting slime suit?
sure. That's fantastic. Does anyone else have anything else they want to discuss with this this aged goblin engineer?
Am I there yet?
I want to see
Um,
if
As you're paying up the last 100 as you're stacking coins out, and he's, you know, that goblin is still behind the counter now. Now that he's got the money for it, you know, the grandson is writing some things on a quill. There was someone sitting all the way at the bar here with a drink. He takes a paper, which must be supplies, handing it over to him, and that guy just gets up, rolling up the scroll, and runs out of there as he was going to get the materials. It's all going to happen quickly because you're about to leave, so it's all like fast forwarded. So he's already out to get the stuff. So as you walk in, as that guy runs out, Sprockets is a nice. It almost has like a steampunky look to it, with all these metal apparatuses everywhere.
Interesting.
Still some metal.
I mean, with all this metal structures and little gadgets all over the place. Yeah, and as you walk in, you hear a young goblin boy yell, "Welcome to Sprockets. Let me know if there's anything you want to buy."
I want to buy your grandpa.
A whole grandpa,
I'm
huh?
gonna roll a d12 to recruit grandpa.
That's a 10.
I will also roll a d12 to recruit the grandpa.
That is a 7.
Are you there?
Yeah, I want
He
to
is.
see
Am I there?
if he's looking for any.
Yeah, the
like,
two of you just arrived. Yes.
I want to see if he's looking for any materials or anything that I could maybe trade him to make him a little bit more apt.
Fine. So at the mention of things that they need, the young goblin, again, he's a half goblin, half human, so he's taller, and well kept, right? And he's like, oh yes, we do keep a list of supplies, rare things that we always need. Do you have any rare gems?
I might actually. Let's see. I got maybe. Oh wait.
I sold that so we could get AP potions for the group.
Did you, Dave?
Can we smoke on the camera?
Let me.
I
Like
have
you guys
a-
are right at the
Okay.
end, so we'll just clean it up and.
I have this yellow bracelet.
Oh, the one you just got.
I have.
What they're looking for are more like precious gems that apparently the old goblin is going to use in his engineering.
I'll pull out.
Tell
A
them there's
5
one at
shot.
the store.
A 5 shard? As soon as you take that out, the young goblin boy doesn't even really know what that is. But the old goblin engineer behind him, like, happens to catch out of the corner of his eye, and he slides over to the bar, and he's like, "Is that what I think it is?"
Yes.
He's like,
Has he had his potions?
it's like,
I think so, bro.
it's like, "You there, fellow feather boy? Well, I like that shard very much."
Me too. But I also like your skill set. How about I give you the shard if we can have you come with us for a while and maybe help us in our journeys, maybe learn something new, even in your experience.
He rubs his chin thoughtfully
Trade
for a
us one of
second.
your employees
And he
for one of
says,
the shards.
I can't travel to my shop. He says, I can, I'll apprentice someone for it, or you can take the lad here. Take the lad.
How about could we take the lad
Take the lad.
and your teachers and your like leadership?
One or the other.
We will take
we
the
should all
lad.
just- Can we all just stand
You want to
around
take Egan, the goblin human boy?
Yeah, but
walls
if
around.
Is he
if he's a
apprentice
tinkerer-
for his grandpa? Does he know tinkering skills?
So he doesn't even have the intelligence check. He only works there at the shop. It's not his trade.
What's
Is
his
the
trade?
intelligence check to apprentice?
He's just a
something?
lad. He has no trade.
What's
Well,
your
then
intelligence?
he's a fresh canvas. We can get him
What?
into something.
we would have to like
Carvings?
we would literally just be taking the child.
What's your intelligence? Intelligence check?
Very low.
My intelligence is 6.
You might be the only one character of the group right now. Oh, wait, no, intelligence 6. There's 2 intelligence 6s, so there's 2 people in the group that could maybe apprentice under this guy, because he does ask for a hard intelligence check.
Let's do it. One of us can attempt it, or both of us can attempt
So
it.
roll the d12 for an apprenticeship roll.
We'll even harder dice. Where the
Oh,
dice?
dang, almost.
I don't believe the harder dice no more. Hey!
11, almost. I'll get you to bump it.
Bro, just be really strategic. Where's
Yeah,
that
I'm
12?
like, where is the 12?
Right here on this.
Okay.
Side. That's the 12. It's gotta be really easy. Oh,
Became a 1 and a 2.
That's 3.
That-
1 and 3. So no apprenticeship rolls, but he'll take your 5 shard from you, which he's going to use during his. Well, you can only assume that if he has any high money jobs that he's doing, that he's going to save that 5 shard for the success roll.
that makes sense.
But he is going to let you. And as soon as he says that, Egan, which is the boy's name, is like, what me? Like, grandfather, what? He's like, you've learned all that you can learn here, and you sadly have no knack for engineering. He's like, Go and travel the world as I did when I was a young goblin. You will find your passion.
You're not even gonna give him anything for his adventure. You're just gonna let him go like with the clothes on his back.
Says, does he have time to go home and get his things?
Not at all.
Says, then he's your responsibility now.
Cool. I'm gonna.
I'd like to ask him why he talks like that.
Because he's an aged goblin, he would normally talk with more like a goblin, bit of an accent like this. But because he's so old, and maybe all the vile chemicals he's breathed over the years has done something long and pervasive and dangerous to his lungs and his throat, he doesn't seem to talk quite right.
I'd like to tell him to go find some tea.
Well, I don't know if tea is going to fix it unless it's chemotherapy tea.
Well, he better go find it.
Well,
That's what I say. I'm gonna bully this old man for no reason.
just over him, just like, what? Give us this boy, and then stand up here just talking like you got a yap mouth.
Yeah, I like to think that I'm still stretched from earlier, so I'm like 8 feet tall, just bullying this tiny old man.
Before we leave, I want to be like, hey, old man, do you fish?
Oh, he definitely doesn't fish.
Have you ever fished?
He would say maybe in his youth.
Do you know any fishermen around?
This is a port city.
Do you know any exceptional fishermen around?
He really doesn't deal in it because he deals in engineering. So everyone that he knows would be engineering types or people to facilitate his
Does he have any
materials.
engineering books?
Or
None
buddies?
that he would reveal. They must all be in his workshop.
Wait, he's not in his workshop right now.
He's
So we
still
could
he's
just,
still
like,
up in the shop up here.
So there's nothing else we have to gain from him.
Except he's not in his workshop right now. You can prowl over there.
There would not be time.
Can I at least pick his pocket?
He's on the other side of the counter.
Oh yeah, we need to make it to the damn ship.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting
Alright,
about that
let's
time
go.
now
Yeah, let's go.
to where as the four of you walk back out of
I guess
the
I'll pick up Egan.
Oh yeah, as the five of you walk back out of Sprockets, you do have in your company now Egan, the half goblin, half man, half goblin, half human. And we'll say his class is, as of right now, it's he's not even really a shopkeeper. He's like a level 1 citizen.
Well,
I'm gonna look at
like
him.
I said, blank canvas. We can get him to learn something.
I mean, we had Rustin attempt to kill somebody. We could turn him into a wolf.
Yeah, no. You know what? We'll keep her from not. Yeah, she doesn't have to kill people. He can kill people.
Or he can not. He could.
Wait. He could apprentice under Kling and Sting.
As a shopkeeper.
That would be a
That'd be cool.
third shopkeeper in your group.
That would be perfect. Let's do that.
Really?
And
I was
should
hoping
we
he
do
was a
that?
shopkeeper anyway. So
Well,
that'd be awesome.
I thought
And
you
we
guys were
and
already had
anytime-
enough shopkeepers.
Let me just
Anytime-
say.
well-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, well, we could have him with us sometimes, and then other times just leave him at the shop.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
like,
I was just gonna be like, hey Egan, what are you interested in? Anything? Do you have any like hobbies? Anything you do for fun? Anything you enjoy?
One day. They took away from your
I had a dream. I had to think of how that song went.
I
From
don't know what LLC is.
that song from Tangled. That song from Tangled, where they sang in the Duck Inn.
Oh, I don't even
All the
remember.
burly guys. I had a dream. I had a dream.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I just thought about that when you were like, "What do you want to do?" He's like, "I do have a dream." I'm gonna see if he even knows what it is yet, because this is character defining for him. It's around a d20. An 11. He's
Ooh.
so in the middle about it. He's not quite sure what he wants to do with his life yet.
Hey,
I don't tell the
And-
story the dice does.
Happens
And see-
to us all.
And see, I'm not really like asking like, what do you want to do with your life? I'm just asking, what do you do for fun? Like, what do you enjoy?
Oh. He says, "Well, I do like to take walks outside in nature sometimes when my dad used to let me."
We're gonna be
Ooh.
outside a lot.
We could have a herbalist. Likes to take
Someone
nature
to
walks.
plant things for you while you're in your caravan while you're not there.
Someone to tend to the caravan's herbs.
Someone to tend.
And they can go scavenge for us too.
And you don't have to be around metal.
Interesting. So with the five of you running out of the Sprocket Inn, you find yourselves kind of running back down the street to the docks, you let out a sigh of relief as you see the cargo ship still sitting there. Although, there's only one ramp now, and you see a couple of sailors dragging one heavy coil of rope up it, but you don't see anything else. It looks like they're ready to make way.
Do we want to just steal another boat and take our own way?
No, let's just do the
No,
cargo
that's
ship.
right.
So as you, four of you, with Ian in tow, do you want to send him back to the caravan?
No,
I'd say
let's take him for this one.
Yeah, let's
It'll
take
be
him
like
with us
his
so that he can
first
get,
adventure.
yeah, he can get some more experiences, kind of figure out where he's sitting.
yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Reston did get to experience some stuff. So yeah.
Okay, no problem. I'll make a card so I remember that he's a guy. And so as the five of you board the cargo ship, and it slowly drifts away from the dock of Allrain Port, you just as soon as you arrived at this big new city, you must briskly wish it goodbye as you start to set sail again. It's slowly drifting behind you as you head back out into the Occam Ocean, headed towards Shunrin Port. This will be about a day's worth of travel over the ocean. And that is where we'll leave it. We're not streaming, but we are recording, so I may go ahead and upload this to the YouTube channel at a later date. But until then, we will see you
Next time!